Your whole reality will shift once you realize that your whole life is simply based off your perception and your state of consciousness. And now, what I mean by this is that everything that you are experiencing in your life, everything that you are going through, all the trauma, all the craziness happening in your world is not happening by mere coincidence. It's happening because that's what state of consciousness you are in. See, whatever state of consciousness you are in is what will attract anything that's happening in your 3D world. And what is your 3D world? You probably hear a lot of people that talk about manifestation, talk about your 3D world, and like things that are things that's happening on your 3D. And what does this mean? Your 3D world is basically what you perceive. It's like what you see around you. Typically, like what you can sense with your five senses. What looks like the 3D. And when it comes down to it, a lot of us are very, very reactive. Things happen on the 3D realm, in the 3D world, and we react. So something crazy happens and we react. And then after we react, typically we'll react with like a negative, we'll have a negative reaction. And once we have this reaction, this is what causes a chain of events that will occur because we are giving this reaction. We are giving the universe this reaction, this feeling of negativity, so the universe keeps giving us what we are feeling and what we are living in, the state of consciousness that we are constantly in. Now, on the other hand, if you're in a state of consciousness in which you are happy, and you feel good about yourself, you feel good about life, you feel good about your circumstances, and you're happy, and you feel whole and you feel complete, you typically don't go through these things as much as the next person that is constantly having the perception of, oh, why me? Why are bad things happening? And when people have this mindset, you are just constantly attracting negativity towards you. So, what is the most common fix for this? What can you do to fix this? What can you do to change this? It's very, very simple. Instead of having negative impulses, instead of having negative beliefs about yourself and about the world and about everything around you, the best thing you can do is change it to positive beliefs. Change your self-talk to being positive. And it's crazy to think that most humans nowadays, not most, but more often than not, you're going to find people that are just addicted to negative self-talk. And the reason they're addicted is because they have programmed their subconscious mind so much to the point that it's normal for them. So whenever people tell you, oh, you have to change your subconscious mind, you have to reprogram your subconscious mind, and you have to think more positively, you have to have a more positive outlook on life, the first thing they want to do is say no, or they want to challenge you. They want to say, oh, it's not possible. That's not real. You can't do that. Is because their subconscious mind has been so programmed to believe that there's not a fix. There's nothing in the world that can help them. There's nothing in the world that can make them feel better. And that's what they've been taught since a little kid. Their subconscious mind is so programmed to the point that the first thing that they want to do is say no. There is no help. There's no fix. So then they stay in this loop. They stay in this cycle. But I tell you, once you change your subconscious mind, once you change the ability to start thinking positively, and not just thinking positively, but doing it more often and more constantly, your whole life will change. Everything around you will change. You will change. And people will see this in you, and they will notice it without a doubt. And they will act accordingly with how you are going about changing your life. So when you start to manifest new things into your life, you're typically manifesting better. You're typically manifesting greater, better things for yourself. And with that, it'll come lessons. With that, it'll come a new life in general. Some of you may have manifested something new in your life, and you may have had to leave old things in your life. So once you start manifesting that new version of you, the better, the better looking, the greater version of yourself, that may take leaving behind people that no longer serve your purpose. You may have been hanging out with people that were not good. You may have been hanging out with people that were unaware of themselves and who they are. And then once you start manifesting a new reality, once you start becoming happier, once you start becoming a better person, you might naturally and gradually start falling away from these people. You may have new habits. You may start talking differently. You may start walking differently. And this is how manifestation works. Instead of attracting something to you, what you have to do is go within yourself and find out who you truly are. Find out what you truly want. And after you find out what you truly want, this is where it all begins. Because deep down in your heart and your soul, you know exactly what it is that you want. There's something that is in your heart that you want, and that it's going to make you feel better. It's going to make you feel more confident. It's going to make you feel happier. And you just have to ask yourself, how can I get this? What would it take? And it's not necessarily, writing out a whole plan and taking steps and all this. It can work like that, but the most important part is changing your subconscious mind, changing the belief in your mind, and reprogramming your mind into that person already. And once you do this, everything that you do is going to take the right steps in the direction of that person that you want to be. And for some people, this is easy. Like I said, once you have the understanding that, everything that I believe and everything that I perceive to be real is just simply my subconscious mind. Everything comes from the mind. You have to understand that everything that you see right now is just being projected from your mind. You wouldn't be able to see colors. You wouldn't be able to understand what I'm saying. You wouldn't be able to understand a single thing if you didn't have consciousness, and if you were not able to project that onto the screen of space. So everything truly comes from your mind. And once you realize this, once you realize that every single thing, every little thing, and when I mean everything, I mean everything. The phone that you're watching this on, the laptop that you're watching this on, everything was created by the mind. Someone had the idea. Someone created that thought and said, you know what? I'm imagining, would it be cool if a phone existed? Before a phone existed, everyone thought it was impossible. Everyone thought it was impossible. Back in the day, a thousand years ago, 2,000 years ago, there's people that are like, technology, yada yada. That's not real. That'll never happen. And then someone had the thought in their mind, wouldn't it be amazing to have a phone? And they saw it in their mind's eye first. They had to see the touch screen. They had to see all these things, and then that's what they started to work towards, if that makes sense. So just know that everything starts within your mind's eye. You have to see it in here first, and then everything else will follow. So if you want to be the best version of yourself, no one else can tell you who the best version of yourself is except yourself. So this means that figure out who that is. Write it down. If I was the best version of myself, I would be happy. I would be grateful. I'd be thankful. I would be getting up every single day with a smile. I'd be going to the gym. I'd be eating more healthy. I'd be respecting myself more. Write all these things down and understand what you would feel if you were that person. And then once you learn how to meditate, and once you learn how to get into a deep state of consciousness, people say go into theta brain waves. And then once your subconscious mind can pick up on that feeling and understand that feeling, and you do it more and more and more often, your subconscious mind will begin to reprogram itself and believe that to be the new version of yourself. And then that's how manifestation truly works. See, nothing is from the external. Everything outside of you is only a simple projection of what you got going within. And it's even like with your room, the way you customize your room, the way your room's set up. The only reason it looks that way is because you had that vision in your mind first. So everything starts in the mind first, and then it's projected outward, and then everything, go inward first, and then everything will take care of itself second. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please leave a like, comment, subscribe. I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.